Hello YouTubers, this video I'm going to show you how to build a two-cycle carburetor tester. A carburetor like this is very common in chainsaws and some weed eaters maybe. And if you wanna buy one of those two-cycle carburetor tester, they are very expensive. It costs up to $100 I see in it. So why to spend too much money in something if you're like me, then the want to build your own tools and everything. So to build this very inexpensive tool, you need to have some things that I'm going to, as the video goes, I'm going to uh, show the material needed. The first thing you need is a gauge, pressure gauge. This one is a gas pressure gauge. I found it in a Home Depot website. It's I believe it was 11 and change with delivery and everything to the store. I picked it up from the store. That was delivered to the store. In other words, you need to have uh, a connector from a male connector here, thread connector, 3/4 to ½ inch plastic. You need to have a hose, uh, two pieces of hose of about 2.5 inches, maybe 3 inches, doesn't matter. This one and the other two pieces of hose like this. You need to have a T connector. You can see right here, and 1/4. You have another piece of hose. This one is gotta be 3.5 inches long because uh, you need to have this one a little longer. You need to have two long pieces of hose, 1/4 air hose or vacuum hose or whatever it is you want to call it. It's about, maybe, really doesn't matter the size, but it looks like about 5-6 inches maybe. And the other one on the other part will be longer. This one you might want to use 8-9 inches. And finally, well, not finally, but you need the regular few hose. And the other part you need is this pump. I found this pump in wish.com for by the time there was $2 and about a buck and few cents delivered, so I paid $3 and a few $3.25 I believe it was. But Wish changed the prices a lot, so sometimes it will be a little more expensive, sometimes it will be, believe it or not, cheaper. I seen this when I got this one. There was $1, like I say, but I just checked it on today is September 3rd, and is free, but you need to pay for the delivery, which is $3. I'm going to put in the description the link for the pump and also for the gas gauge. So how you put this together? You have Teflon tape. You put your 3/4 connector right there. You tie it really hard. Get you a small piece of hose, hook it right there, stuff this thing right there. That goes really hard to do, but you need to do it. Don't put any lubricant because of my experience before, when I was building this, they don't work very well. Looks better if you don't use any lubricant and you do it by hand. Don't use any tools because you can make a crack or cut it. So push it, and there goes. Then you put your T part. The longer hose goes on in the part in the long piece on the T. You stuff also your quarter hose to the hole, and then finally you put your a few line hose on the other end. The same thing right here, and then you put your part of the hose into the end of the pump, and that's all you have. So, but you need to test very good that this doesn't leak, because if there is a leaking from one of these parts, they won't work. So the way that I found that I can test it if my tool is fine is by using a pen, the regular pen. Right here the top is completely sealed, so I stuff this right there and something heavy here, and then I'm going to apply pressure. I'm going to close this right here, and I'm going to apply pressure, and the needle is going to be up. I'm going to leave it in 7, and right there it stays, no drop. So, well, it's a little drop because I don't have it tight, but I tie it right here. Yeah, it's completely tight, so there is nothing. I'm going to release the pressure with the bottom. Okay, and if you have any leaking right here in any of the connections, you need to push it until there is no more leaking. Believe me, this is hard to push. That's why there will be no leaking. And if you have any leaking, or to find if your needle is dropping, so you do is you put soapy water in all the connections, and then you see where is you're leaking. So if you have trouble, you might want to use one of these things that you can put it into the connectors, but you really don't need, because you can see this one here is fine. So now let's do the real test for what you build this. So you get your carburetor, and I'm going to put it right here on my fuel line, on my fuel side, no line, the fuel side, and then I'm going to apply pressure. Put it right there. Again, close this. I'm going to apply. Let me see if you can see it. Okay, I'm going to apply. I'm going to put it up to 7 pounds again, and you can see doesn't move. So this part is fine. I just rebuilt this carburetor, by the way. So right there, and I'm going to, well, let me do the other test that you can see. I'm going to put some pressure again, and I'm going to just push the primer, and the should drop and then stop, and it is doing it. So it's working fine. So I'm going to release the pressure, and I'm going to do the other part for my primer. And then in this case I'm going to put pressure. I need to close the valve. So I need to put pressure. I'm going to pump it up to 7 pounds. Okay, you see there is no leaking, so it's fine. I'm going to release the pressure now, and this is working fine. So thank you for watching.